All right. Shalom, family. It's your brother Kanaiba coming at you once again with this video titled PJ Washington and Brittany Renner, Whoredom and Pride. Okay. So it's been a lot of buzz going on, surrounding Brittany Renner due to a video that she just uploaded. And in the video, she was pretty much expounding upon, what happened between her and PJ Washington. Okay. And of course, in the video, she was playing this victim role in which most, modern women are conditioned to play this victim, when in reality, a lot of the stuff that happens to them, they bring upon themselves. Okay. Again, which is why, women, they have to have a head over them, male authority. They need this, okay? A man to preside over them, okay? But we living in a society that speaks against that. But anyway, we're going to get into this particular video and, I'm going to give my critique on it, okay? I'm going to give my critique on the video. Then I want to touch on a few esoteric aspects about her and this relationship that she had. Then I'll probably hit the scriptures, and, bring the video to a close. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so let's start by reading what's on the left here, which appears to be a post that she posted on Instagram about the situation. Okay? So now what we're going to do, let's zoom in a bit, and it reads, "Can you imagine being 29 years old with a baby, living back with your parent because you were kicked out of your house? I left willingly because I go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated." Okay, this is problematic. Okay, I have a problem believing that. Okay. If you left willingly, then how can you say you were kicked out? Okay. I believe this is just her trying to save face. I do believe she was kicked out. I don't think she left willingly. Okay. But anyway, continuing on. It says, "With nowhere to go without a vehicle. Can you imagine not being mentally, physically, emotionally ready to get back in the gym, let alone host a club after just having a baby, but you have to work to take care of your child?" Okay, now this is her trying to play the victim role, okay, which is what a lot of modern day women do, okay? They play this false victimhood, okay? But yet she's the one that put herself in this situation, okay? And this is judgment, okay? She wanted to play the harlot and portray this image of whoredom. Okay, and she was proud. She was proud of it. Well, now you're reaping what you've sown. Okay, but anyway, let's continue. "What about being harassed about receiving $200,000 in child support?" That's ridiculous. "Which is not true. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would believe such a ridiculous amount, but it's clear the real pandemic is how stupid people are." Okay. Well, madam, you would be one of those people. Okay. But anyway, let's continue. "Still no? Well, what about being accused of being a pedophile?" Yeah, well, okay, let's continue. "A gold digger? Well, that's the persona that you portrayed. So you can't fault anybody for, believing what you put out there. Okay. Better yet, a spiteful baby mama keeping their son from his dad when he wasn't even in the same state at the same time. All of this has been my reality on top of trying to get things afloat financially, getting back in the groove of social media after falling off the face of the earth, and being a new mother. There isn't a person I know that can handle what I've been put through." Madam, everything you just said, you brought upon yourself, okay? And your story is really not that much different from, a lot of different women. Okay. Again, this is the mindset of a lot of modern day women, boasting of themselves or making themselves seem like more than what they really are. Okay. But again, she brought all this on herself, and I, for one, have no sympathy for her whatsoever. Okay, she's getting exactly what she deserves. Okay. But anyway, continuing forward, and it reads, I'm so happy it unfolded in this manner because can you imagine being miserable in a relationship for lifestyle you can create on your own? And here again, this is her trying to put on this persona or this facade of being independent, when I always tell you, brothers, there is no such thing as an independent woman. Okay. And if you're so capable of creating this lifestyle on your own, then why did you make a conscious decision to seek out the type of men that you do? Okay, which usually have a lot of money, status, fame, etc. If you can create this on your own, then why do you choose the type of men that you do? But anyway, moving forward, can you imagine moving from a gorgeous condo in Woodland Hills, California, to Charlotte, North Carolina, and still not work out? Oh, boo-hoo, you poor thing. I mean, she's really acting like she's gone through something. I mean, really? I mean, this whole thing reeks of entitlement. Okay, but here again, that is the modern day westernized woman. She is highly entitled and a narcissist. Okay, that's the modern day westernized woman. Okay, it says, can you imagine being feeling the need to sacrifice everything, identity and independence included? Well, madam, you're in a relationship. Okay, how can you seek independence if you're in a relationship? But anyway, to be loved. I have no shame in my game, and I made a lot of money and blown a lot of money. Despite popular belief, I don't have it all together. But each day I do my best, and each day my best gets better. Okay, so now that we've read that, we can actually go into this video. And we're going to go into this video, and I'm going to give my critique on, the different things that she's saying. Okay. So now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay.
So, moved into my new place today. Y'all, when I tell you, I've been thugging. Okay. Like, been living with my mom and my sister. Me and my mom, my sister, my baby. I mean, because, 2.5 months when I decided to leave, my baby was 2.5 months old. I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't even have a car. I still don't have a car. I got rid of my car, empty promises, whatever. But I've been thugging so hard, bitch. This has really been the hardest time of my life. And here I am. Because I thought somebody, right. Because, yeah. That to say, don't ever
Who exactly was she talking to? Did y'all see that last part? It's like she was hearing voices in her head. Oh, wait a minute. Let's rewind real quick. That's crazy. It's like she got demons on her. Oh, let's see here.
Relinquish your independence for a relationship. Follow your dreams, not your boyfriend. A man. Here I am. Because I thought somebody, right. Because, yeah. That to say, don't ever relinquish your independence for a relationship. Follow your dreams, not your boyfriend. A man is not a financial plan. Always have your own things.
Yeah, this broad clearly got demons on her. Okay, you could see she was talking to herself. But she goes on to say, never relinquish your independence for a man. I mean, again, that's this feminist westernized mindset. It's a Luciferian mindset, okay? There's no such thing as an independent woman, okay? Men actually build the world that women live so comfortably in, okay? The house you live in, the cars you drive, the roads you drive down, the electricity, the plumbing, all the infrastructures, so forth and so on, okay, are built and maintained by men. I did a video on this about the blue collar worker. I suggest you watch that video. But if it were not for men creating and maintaining a society for women to live so comfortably, they could not have this delusion of independence to begin with. Okay? Then she goes on to say a man is not a financial plan. Now let me say this. If a man is married to a woman, he is responsible for her even financially. Okay, even financially. But this word gold digger is one of the words that's taken out of context just as much as the word simp. Okay? It is a man's job as a husband to provide his wife with everything she needs. Now notice I said need, not want. Okay?
I feel like since this situation, I don't think, even if I was married, I can't see myself not having my own house outside of the main house. Like, I would just have to have my own space. Maybe that will change with time, who knows. But also, it's crazy. Like, people, they want to see you fail. Oh, they want to see you fail. And when you don't, they have no control over you. They can't do anything. Because all you fucking do is win. Like, God, this girl's still here? Because I thought somebody thought there was... Yeah, I thought. You thought. We all thought.
If you cannot see that this chick has demons on her, you got to be blind. Okay? But anyway, she goes into this rant about winning. Okay? If you're winning so much, then what is the point of this whole video, madam? I mean... Again, this is something to make her feel better, okay? That's the point of this whole video, okay? Because she knows deep down inside she's not winning. She's actually losing. This should be a humbling moment for her, but because she's so chock full of pride, like most modern women are, she can't bring herself to be humbled and admit her wrong, okay? Because as we know, the scriptures say what? That pride goeth forth before destruction. Okay? But this video is clear proof that it's going to take something catastrophic like Jacob's trouble to truly humble these women and put them back in their place. To put them back in order. Okay? But anyway, let's continue on with the video.
I want to say thank you to the people on all social media platforms that continue, God, don't cry, that continue to support me.
So now she's going into playing the victim, okay? This false sense of victimhood, okay? She wants everybody to see her as this sympathetic figure, okay? When in reality, she brought all this on herself. She chose this type of lifestyle. She chose to promote whoredom, okay? And she was so prideful in doing it, okay? I think people forget the other famous video that she recorded, okay? Talking about the different men that she's been with, how many men she's been with, okay? And things of this nature, trying to teach women the game. But now she wants to play the victim, as if PJ Washington did something to her. Now, he may not be completely innocent in this situation. And in reality, he's not, because he chose to be with this type of woman. But she is in no way, shape, or form a victim. Okay? But we as men, we have to do a much better job in the women that we choose to be with and the women that we choose to give our seed to. Okay? Now, let's continue.
Because this shit's a fucking privilege to have. I'm so fucking thankful. I swear to God, I see the world with a whole different set of eyes now. I really do. Thank you for the people who continue to...
Did y'all just witness that outburst she just had? Now! I mean, what was that about? I mean, this chick is clearly bugged out of her mind. I mean, when we witnessed this more than once in this video. Earlier, we saw her talking to what appeared to be voices in her head. There's something clearly wrong with her. Straight up demons. But anyway, let's continue.
Despite the fuckery that I've had to endure after being lied on.
Again, playing the victim. Okay? And you see here, she speaks on this alleged, and excuse my language, fuckery that she had to endure, when I guarantee you this alleged fuckery that came upon her, she brought upon herself. Okay? Nobody else. She did this to herself, and she has nobody else to blame but her. Okay? But accountability is something that is not taught to modern day women. They're taught that they have no accountability for anything that happens to them. It's always men's fault. Okay? But from a three-dimensional perspective, this is a part of the mother goddess programming that's put into the modern day westernized woman. This is why they feel they can do no wrong. It's mother goddess programming.
Thank you to my real friends and my family that aren't yes men, that have my fucking back. Because that's about the only reason I have some of my sanity.
What sanity, madam? I think you really need to reevaluate yourself, because all throughout this particular video, we've seen you talk to voices in your head. You've had abrupt outbursts numerous times in this particular video, and you claim to still have some sanity. Madam, I have yet to see that. Okay? And then you speak on these alleged family members, men who are not yes men that support you. When if I were a betting man, I would guarantee you that these truly are simps. Okay? Because again, you're going to see her biggest supporters are probably women who are just like her, that promote whoredom, harlotry, and of course, simps. Okay? But she's supposed to be so independent, but yet she needs other people in order to keep her sanity.
Just thank you. And thank you to the universe for redirection. Thank God I didn't get what I thought I wanted. Because...
yeah, this chick is a Luciferian, okay? Whenever a chick start talking about the universe, that's a big red flag, okay? When you dealing with the left-hand side in the religion Wicca, okay? When they talk about the universe, okay, that's dealing with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. That's who she views as her God, okay? She's a Luciferian. And we're going to get into that later on in this video about her being a Luciferian, okay? At least that's my critique, okay?
Okay, I'll take a few months of disappointment over a lifetime of disappointment. I forgot to add. Leave after the first lie. You know, people can change, but they rarely do.
Now, she just said leave after the first lie. Now, my question would be, how many lies have you told, madam, to get ahead in life or to get to where you need to be? Okay? How many men have you lied to get to a certain point? Okay? Not saying for a fact that she has, okay, because I don't know. But if I were a betting man, yeah, you know how the rest of that goes, okay? But here again, this is more of her playing the victim. And I have yet to hear her once state anything that she has done wrong, okay? Not once. Everything has been her being a victim. Everything has happened to her. Okay? Mighty, mighty strange.
When people are lying about what they're lying about, ain't no fixing that. Ain't no coming back from that, bro. That's how you rockin'. If that's how you rockin', I ain't rolling. Last thing. A lot of people are afraid to leave relationships. Fear of missing out. Like, oh, I built this person up. You know, no one else is going to reap the benefits. I don't want to start over. I'm scared. Oh my God, who's going to want me? Especially as a mom. Because, you know, fucking moms, we're just shamed for everything. No one's going to want to be with you. You have a kid, you know?
Now, this is her projecting her fears and insecurities on everybody else, because she realizes, just like most other people, that most men, they want to start their own families with women who are available and don't have children already, okay? They want to start their own families from scratch, okay? Now, that's just the way men are biologically wired, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, on the flip side, if a man makes a conscious decision to get with a woman that already has children and she's available, guess what? There's nothing wrong with that either. When you go to the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 20, it says, be as a father unto the fatherless, instead of a husband to their mother. Then it says, so shalt thou be the son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother. Okay, so in a sense, it's actually a noble thing to do something like that if you so choose, okay? And there's no amount of simping that's going along with it, okay? If you just know what you're getting into, okay? So if a man chooses to do that and get with the woman who already has children, there's nothing wrong with that. And if he chooses not to, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's his decision. Okay?
There's just fear of leaving, fear of just looking stupid. The only time you look stupid is when you allow yourself to look stupid. You don't look stupid when something doesn't work out. And
madam, you allowed yourself to look stupid the moment you made this video. Okay? Because that's all this video has accomplished, is showing the stupidity that you have and the lack of sanity.
You've had enough. Or not even, doesn't even have to be, I had enough. This doesn't work for me. We are not a match. We are not a vibrational match. And I'm gonna be on my way. If anything, I'm smart, bitch. Because I don't have time to waste. My energy is sacred and I treat it as such.
Brothers, when the chicks start talking about energy and all this other foolishness, that is a red flag and you need to flee for the hills. Okay, we already heard her talking about the universe. Okay, now she going into how her energy is sacred. I told you, this chick is a Luciferian. Okay, and we're gonna get into a few things to show what I'm talking about. Okay, this is just my critique. All right. But all she's doing right now is showing exactly why she does need a man in her life to preside over her and to moderate her. Okay? Because without male authority in a woman's life, they tend to destroy their own lives. And this is Exhibit A. Okay? But anyway, now what I want to do is I want to get into a few photos to actually prove what I'm saying about her being a Luciferian. And of course, that's just according to my critique, based on what I see. Okay? But believe it or not, a lot of these so-called Instagram models and influencers, you better believe that they are in the craft. They are Luciferians. Okay? And a lot of people don't realize that, but these women are beta programmed sex kittens. Okay, look that up. Okay, look into that. That's what they are. Okay. You know, a lot of these relationships that these particular women get into, the Instagram models, the influencers, a lot of those relationships are scripted. Okay. A lot of these women act as handlers to whatever male that they're in a relationship with, be it rappers, athletes, movie stars, etc. Okay, they act as handlers. Okay, but these relationships, they don't happen by happenstance. Okay, these women are assigned to these particular men by the powers that be, for lack of a better term. Okay? And just think about it. Why are these particular women holding the title of influencer? Okay? Now, on a two-dimensional level, of course, they're trying to influence other women to buy whatever particular product they're promoting in accordance to the company that they have a contract with. Okay? And a lot of times that's the company Fashion Nova. Okay? But on a three-dimensional level, what are they influencing? Okay? They're influencing these women to be microcosms of the mother goddess. Okay? And it's not just Instagram models. Of course, you have your different rappers and singers like Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Beyonce, Rihanna, etc. Okay? They in a sense are influencers as well. Okay? But the Instagram models, they hold the title of influencer, and that's what they're influencing. And since we're on the topic of Fashion Nova, okay, when you look at different reality shows, okay, reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop and all that other foolishness, those particular shows are like shows to initiate certain women into the craft, or certain people in general, but mainly women, okay, and get them into that type of life. And from my critique, I believe that Fashion Nova is pretty much the same exact thing, okay? I believe when you dealing with Fashion Nova, in some way, shape, or form, they're trying to get you into the craft of Luciferianism as well, okay? But anyway, let's get into these particular photos to add some context to my critique, okay? Let's get to it. Okay, so this is the photo that I actually used as the thumbnail to this particular photo, okay? And a lot of times you'll see these celebrities, or, you know, these Instagram models, influencers, when they're pregnant, they'll take these type of photos, okay, where they're either all the way naked or at least they're topless, okay? And that's for a specific reason. Now, a lot of times the man won't even be on the photo with them, okay? Because they're playing a mother goddess role, okay? Pretty much when the man is not there, it's showing that, you know, she pretty much got pregnant without the seed of a man, okay? Dabbling into Luciferianism, okay? But in this particular photo, PJ Washington is actually there. But there's a specific reason why this photo was shot this way, okay? And it's to bring light or put emphasis on the tattoo on his arm, okay? Now, when you look at the top right there on his shoulder, it's the all-seeing eye of Horus, okay? Which is also Tammuz, okay? And we all know the story of how Horus and Tammuz was actually born, okay? And then if you look even closer, right up under that all-seeing eye of Horus, you see the cross, okay? This is letting you know this is definitely dealing with Tammuz, right? And then right up under that, you see what? You see the dove, okay? Which on the left-hand side represents who? The mother goddess. And now you see why I said that they're putting emphasis on his tattoos, okay? Because that's what this particular photo is supposed to be a representation of, okay? He's playing the role of Horus or Tammuz, okay, which is pretty much the son / husband of Semiramis, Isis, or what have you, or Ishtar, or what have you, okay? So that's the role that he's playing in this photo. He is Horus or Tammuz. That's why he has placed his hand on her stomach, and that particular hand or arm is the arm that has all those tattoos on it, okay? And Brittany Renner in this particular photo, she is playing the role of the mother goddess, Okay. Now, if you still don't believe that she's playing a mother goddess role, okay, if that's not a part of her script, let's go to the next photo. Okay, let's get to it. All right, so this is a photo of the cover of her very own book. Yes, she is an author. Okay, this is her book. You see, Brittany Renner, right? And the name of the book that she wrote is called Judge This Cover. Okay, and this is supposed to be a play on words because the old saying is what? Don't judge a book by its cover, which is probably the stupidest, dumbest saying that I've ever heard. Okay, because a book is made to be judged by its cover. Okay, if I go into a bookstore or what have you, and I see a magazine with a basketball player on the cover, okay, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to think that that's a sports-related magazine. I have just judged that particular magazine or book or what have you by its cover. Okay, that saying has always irked me for some reason. But anyway, it says, judge this cover. Okay, so what is she saying? Okay, she's putting emphasis on the cover, and she's completely naked because why? She's really on a 2-dimensional level. Of course, she's promoting this whoredom. Okay, that's why she had to be completely naked. But from a 3-dimensional perspective, she's proverbial Eve. Okay, she's playing the role of Eve. She's playing a mother goddess role on the left-hand side. Okay, that's why she's holding the apple in her hand. She's playing the role of Eve. And this also lets me know that she's probably an adherent to the Kabbalah. Okay, so that's why I said through and through that she indeed is a Luciferian. Okay, now the Kabbalah on the left-hand side, they say that's dealing with the tree of life, but it's really the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, and this also adds context to what I meant about these women being called influencers on a 3-dimensional level. Okay, we already talked about how they're influencing women. Okay, but now let's deal with it on the flip side. Okay, they are acting as influencers to men as well, the same way Eve influenced Adam. Okay, you have to understand that all of these New Age Luciferian ideologies, the main people who are susceptible to them are women. They're the main ones that fall victim to these Luciferian ideologies. And what the goal is to get these women to influence men to partake in these different ideologies the same way that Eve got Adam to partake in the ideologies that was given to her by the serpent. Okay, that's what's really going on a 3-dimensional level. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. This is the same exact tactic that happened from the very beginning. Okay, they're trying to get these women to be microcosms of Eve or a mother goddess figure. Okay, but let's deal with Eve. They're trying to get these women to pretty much be like Eve and influence men to partake of the same Luciferian ideologies that was given to Eve by the serpent. All right, nothing new. But anyway, let's look at the back cover of the book. Okay, and as we see here, when you look more towards the bottom of the book, okay, there's a word that's pretty much covering her breast, and it's the word brilliant. Okay, now why is that? Okay, and why is that word brilliant placed where it's placed? Okay, covering her breast, because in the ancient times, okay, on the left hand side and on the right hand side, okay, but the left-hand side is meant to mimic the right-hand side, okay? But in ancient times, okay, knowledge and wisdom is likened unto milk, okay? And we all know where milk comes from. It comes from the breast of a female, right? So when you're dealing with on the left-hand side, the mother goddess is always, or usually, she's personified as this figure of wisdom, okay? And that's why they had to place the word brilliant where they placed it on the back cover of this book, okay, covering her breast, because again, she's a mother goddess figure, okay? She's playing the role of Eve right here. That's why, again, they had to show the apple, okay? So now let's zoom in on the back of the cover, which pretty much gives a short summary of what the book is about, okay? So let's zoom in here, and it reads, "Judge, this cover is a tale of 7 men and 7 lessons, all based on true events." Okay, now notice she chose the number 7, and you got the number 7 here twice. Okay, and there's a reason for that. I already stated that I believe, according to my critique, and it's just my critique, that this woman is indeed a Luciferian, okay? If you watched any of my past videos, I've touched on what the number 7 represents on the left-hand side. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to touch on it again, okay? But anyway, let's continue. And it reads, "This is my heart in book form, that I am not afraid or ashamed to share it with you." Okay, we're going to deal with that. "I have been here before. I'm just trying to remember who I am. This book is the beginning of my liberation, and hopefully it will be for you too. Let your truth and freedom reign." Now, okay, let's deal with this last part real quick. This has always irked me. There is no such thing as your truth. Okay, there's only the truth. Okay, this is another illogical saying that most of the time is said by modern day women. Okay, but there is no such thing as your truth. There's only a such thing as the truth. Okay, the truth is absolute. Okay, now there is a such thing as your experience and my experience, but the truth is absolute. Okay, your experience may not be the same as my experience. Okay, which means our experiences aren't absolute. Okay, only the truth is. Okay, that's why it's called the truth. Okay, but this whole term, your truth and my truth, that's pure foolishness. Okay, your truth is simply an opinion. Okay, but anyway, now let's deal with the number 7 and why she chose to put it on the back of the cover twice. There's 2 number 7s here, and there's a reason for that. Okay, and notice it says 7 men and 7 lessons. There's a reason for that. Okay, so now let's get into it. Okay, so y'all should already be familiar with this particular article, okay? I've used it on a couple of my videos in the past, okay? And it's dealing with the number 7, okay, on the left-hand side. And it reads, it says, "G, sometimes used in the Freemasonry square and compass logo, is 7 in numerology and 7th letter of the alphabet," talking about the letter G, okay? G is generally believed to stand for Gnosis, right? It's now, here's the point, okay? It says 7 are the chakras in the Kabbalah and in Hinduism and Buddhism. It says Kabbalah is the foundation of the esoteric knowledge taught in Freemasonry. Now, we already saw in the video, this chick was talking about the universe and energy and all that carrying on. Because, again, like I said before, according to my critique, she is a Luciferian, okay? I believe she probably dabbles in the Kabbalah. Okay, that's why she was on the cover, butt naked, holding an apple. Okay, posing as Eve. Okay, because she dabbles in the Kabbalah. Okay, she is a Luciferian. Okay, and it says 7 are the chakras in the Kabbalah. That is why the back of the cover said what? 7 men and 7 lessons. Okay, the number 7 is the top chakra when you're dealing with the Kabbalah. Meaning what? That you've reached a point of enlightenment once you get to that 7th chakra. Okay? You reached a point of enlightenment, and you reached a point where you've connected to quote unquote spirituality, so to speak. That's why she was talking the way she was talking. Okay? Now, why is all this important? Because remember, I put emphasis on where it says 7 lessons. Okay, so what is this saying in particular? That each of the 7 men that she went through, or that went through her really, that those were lessons for her to reach a point of enlightenment. So here again, she had to go through a whole phase before she actually got to a point of enlightenment, okay? And that is what she's trying to influence other women to do, okay? To embrace whoredom, okay? You can't reach a point of enlightenment until you've tested the waters first, things of that nature, okay? Now remember, I told you there's a reason why there's a number 7 on the back of the cover 2 times. 7, 7. Okay, there's a reason for that. Now, let's explain why. Okay. Now, this is the second part of that article. And it says the number 77. Do what thou wilt. And or Diviet Impera. Okay. Aleister Crowley, who was a 33rd degree Mason and a leading member of the Ordo Templi Orientis, believed multiple 7s had magic properties. In book 77, Liber Eyes, he outlined the law of the strong, which is, do what thou wilt, do what you will, or in other words, do whatever you want. Now we see why she had 7, 7 on the back of that book, because this is the message that she's trying to send to all the other women. Do whatever you want. Okay? Be as much of a harlot as you want to be. Okay? This is the message that she is sending. She is a Luciferian. Okay? And of course, that's just my critique. Okay? So getting back to the summary of the book. Okay? And before we actually pick up where we left off at, let's go right back to the end of the book where it says, let your truth and freedom ring. And notice it's in red just like the apple. And there's a reason for that, okay? That's because that's dealing with the Kabbalah, Luciferianism on the left-hand side, okay? When you look at the Kabbalah, that particular illustration where it shows all 7 chakras going up the illustration of a person, okay? The base chakra, the most carnal base chakra, is represented by the color red. Okay, and when you look at that illustration, look at where the base chakra is placed at. Okay, that gives even more context to what I've been saying about her and what she represents, right? But anyway, let's continue. it says, this is my heart in book form, that I am not afraid or ashamed to share it with you. Now keep that in mind, because we're going to deal with that. Because remember, the scripture says that what? A shameless woman shall be counted as what? A dog, right? So now let's continue. It says, I have been here before. I'm just trying to remember who I am. Now watch this. This book is the beginning of my liberation. And we're going to deal with that too. Both her not being ashamed and this liberation. We're going to deal with all of that in one verse and end this video. But again, it says this book is the beginning of my liberation, and hopefully it will be for you too. Now, again, giving more context as to why I said that these women are known as influencers on a 3-dimensional level. She's trying to influence you to have this mind frame too. She's trying to influence you to get into Luciferianism as well, to partake in this whoredom as well as women. Okay, that's the whole point of this book. Okay, and that's what she represents on a 3-dimensional level. Okay, now remember, she said this book is the beginning of her liberation, and that she's not ashamed to share it with you. Okay, now let's go to the scriptures and let's deal with that and bring this particular video to a close. Okay, so this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26 and verse 10. And it reads, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Okay, now remember what she said in that summary of the book. She said that she's not ashamed to share the book with you. Okay, despite all the whoredom or whorish experiences that she probably listed in those books, or in that book rather. Okay, the verse says what? If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. Then it goes on to say what? Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Now remember, she said that this book is the beginning of her liberation. Okay, so what is she doing? She's abused herself through overmuch liberty. This verse is showing the importance of a father in a daughter's life. Okay, and as we've already seen in the beginning of that video, she said she moved back in with her mother. She said nothing about a father. Okay, which is clear she probably didn't have a father in her life, unfortunately. Okay, but this verse pretty much sums up the back of that book. Okay, but anyway, that was pretty much, my critique on the situation with, PJ Washington and Brittany Renner. Really more so about the the viral video that she did here lately. And, me giving my critique on the things that she said. Okay. And also touching on, the esoteric aspect of Brittany Renner, according to my critique. I could be wrong. Okay. But that's just, my critique from a spiritual vantage point. Okay. But as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kwadash. I want to thank all you brothers and sisters for tuning in. And until next time, Shalom, family.